How's the EV6 do on a family road trip? Well, today we're going to be visiting a water park in Manteca, California. Let's get going.
Let's try the kimchi.
All right, well, we're just about all loaded up and ready to go here on a Friday late afternoon in very late summer. And we're going to be going on a road trip today to Great Wolf Lodge in Manteca, California. So we got the car all loaded up and I have it charged up to 100% on the battery since we're going to be dumping the battery right away and using it. So, you know, when reviewers review the EV6, most of them, in fact, almost all of them say what a blast it is to drive, what a great value it is, how cool the seats are, how cool the acid green accents on the outside are, blah, 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 blah. And then they always have a but. But look at that range. Oh my God, only 205 miles in the EPA range.
It's probably a good time to address this car's biggest downfall, its range. I couldn't recommend or buy this, but
is this really a problem in real life? Well, today we're going to find out. We're going to be going about 70 miles from my home in the Bay Area to Manteca, California, which is a little bit east of the East Bay. There's a water park there from Great Wolf, and we're going to be staying there for the weekend. Now, here's my goal. Okay, I want to make sure that I get to the water park and be able to get home without having to charge at Electrify America. I don't have range anxiety. I generally have charger anxiety. Will the Electrify America stop that I stop at work? How much of a show is it going to be for me to charge at any one of these Electrify America stations? How long am I going to have to wait? Are their chargers broken? How many people are there ahead of me? Is there going to be a signet surge such that my car doesn't charge at its maximum rate? All of these generally happen every time at this point that you charge on Electrify America. Now, there's an additional amount of worry that I have for this particular Electrify America station, which is where we're going to have to ditch if we don't really have enough to get back. The one that's really along our route is the one in Tracy, California. It's along 205, California 205. And this one has the illustrious distinction of being in the press. Yep, this is it. So this is the Electrify America station where there was a Volkswagen ID4 that seemed to catch on fire. I would rather have that not happen to our car. So I am hoping to avoid this Electrify America stop. All right, so we got my wife and my kids in the car. Say hi, kids. It's him, Aiden, again. And there's Josh. Hi, guys. All right. So we are now going to be on our way to Great Wolf Lodge. It is 76 miles away, and it's going to take an hour and 45 minutes. And right now, we're at 98% state of charge. The car thinks we are going to do 178 miles. But that's based upon my driving style without my kids in the car in GT mode. I think we're going to be doing a little bit better if we went to zero, but hopefully we're not going to hit zero, and we're also not going to need to charge at that Electrify America charger that is in Tracy, California, because that's where that Volkswagen ID4 blew up. All right, we're off.
At the light, use the right lane to merge onto C885 North.
Oh, it's a VinFast. Look at the green car.
Wait,
VinFast. It's a VinFast. That's the worst review car ever. All right, so we're sitting here in some traffic at a stoplight in between highways, and we have gone 21 miles so far and have an average efficiency of 2.8 miles per kilowatt hour. So not terrific efficiency, but not too bad. All right, we are 40 miles in. We got 46 miles to go. And, oh, sorry, we have 37 miles to go. That didn't make sense. 37 miles to go. We're still running at 2.8 miles per kilowatt hour efficiency. This is despite having a very loaded car of people and stuff, as well as having traffic and terrain. So pretty decent that we're holding at 2.8, 2.7. Wow, look at those clouds up ahead, guys. Isn't that cool? See the clouds? You see the clouds? They're reflecting the sunset. So they look kind of like pinkish, orangey. Isn't that cool? Oh yeah, look on the kind of the right and the front. Looking at the sun's up.
Continue onto I-5 north.
All right, we've got about 20 minutes left and 13 miles. We're up to an efficiency of 3.1 miles per kilowatt hour. Once we got out of the mountains or the hills a little bit and the traffic abated, we were able to get some decent speed and also efficiency, not a lot of stop and go. And so the motors didn't have to speed up and slow down a lot. So anyway, we're at 3.1. And hopefully that will stay that way. We saw range on the guessometer of 129 miles, and we only have about 13 miles to get there. So I am thinking it's going to be looking good for being able to get home without stopping at the EA at Tracy, which, again, we don't want to do. Fire bad. All right, so it's about 8:30. We just got here. We parked and we achieved a efficiency of 3.0 miles per kilowatt hour. That's with a fully loaded car of kids and swimsuits and goggles and things like that. And we should have no problem getting home. I'm hoping that I don't have to charge at Tracy again.
One weekend of pampering later.
All right, hey, the car's all packed up to go back home on Sunday. Before we start out, I just wanted to let you know that we're at 65% state of charge, and the car reports that it can drive another 118 miles. So I think I'm going to be able to avoid the charger at Tracy. But I also wanted to let you know kind of the settings that I use that I think are the right compromise Okay, let me just show you here, and this applies to any of the e-GMP cars from Hyundai, Kia, Genesis. So when you turn on one of these cars, you can hit the drive mode button, not the green button in the case of my car, which isn't present on many of the other models. But you can hit the drive mode button, which goes between eco, normal, and sport. And you want to make sure you're in normal mode. Each time you turn them on, you'll be by default in the normal mode. Now, the second thing you want to do is you'll see here, this is your regen level. If you have the regen level at 3, like I do here, you're going to get regen, and that means that it will keep the front motors active with the car. So what you want to do is hit your right paddle, which is the minus for regen, and you want to move that to regen level 0. You can see that right here, regen level 0. When that's at regen level 0, what you're going to find is the front motors are essentially disconnected by a clutch pack that these cars have, which means that the back motors are the only ones that are going to be active when you accelerate. And you're not going to get, obviously, any regen, but you don't really need that much because you're going to be far more efficient. So if you keep it on this display as you're driving, the eye display, and you can toggle there between tire pressure and what the motors are doing, you'll see that only the rear motors as we drive will be active and the front motors won't. And what I've found through my experimentation is that's the best way to get efficiency for these cars, at least for my car in the EV6 GT, and I'm sure it's the same with all the other ones because the front motors just aren't active, so they're not using as much power.
Many unbearable hours later.
All right, so we're home. In the end, drove a lot faster on the way home than on the way there. Traffic wasn't too bad, so we were able to maintain between 75 and 80 pretty much the whole trip, miles an hour that is. And there was terrain as well. So going in normal mode with the settings that I suggested for regen got us to 2.8 miles per kilowatt hour. So just a little bit less than the average on the way out there. That came out to be 27% stated charge when I got home, 44 miles on the guest